Do you want a fabulous corporate culture that makes Apple and Google seem like, well, Apple and Google? The secret to an engaging workplace culture that brings out the best of your employees is developing their soft skills. If you're in the world of business, and since this is a club of entrepreneurs, I know that many of you are, then words such as employee acquisition, engagement, productivity, retention, those are likely top of mind for you because without the right employees doing the right job, your business won't last. There is no end of news items about quiet quitting, resenteeism, coffee badging, the buzzwords shift over time, work from home, back to the office. It's been especially crazy since COVID. According to a study from last year, 61% of HR leaders identified high attrition during the first 90 days as their biggest onboarding challenge. A job seeker survey from this year found that 37% of those who left a job did so because of poor company culture or management. And that was the leading reason for attrition in that survey. So, how do you make sure that your business is one that attracts and retains the best talent? The research suggests employees want to work for a place with a great company culture. This has led to the phenomenon of companies tripping over themselves trying to show that they have the greatest company culture. But what makes a great company culture? Is it free snacks in the cafe area? Is it cool outside the box workspaces like at Google? Is it having a company basketball court like Pixar? My personal favorite is the nap pod. I could really get behind a daily afternoon after lunch nap. I'm not sure how it's going to help my productivity, but I'd sure like to work for a company that prioritizes paid nap time. Eventually, the buzz about all these funky new takes on workplace culture settled down, and people realized that there had to be more to it than free snacks, unless we're talking about Nutella. I'd work for Bill Lumbergh himself if it meant all you can eat Nutella. Seriously, though, what is company culture? It's one of those things where if you ask 10 different leaders, you will find 10 different answers. Some of the ideas that come up a lot are things like trust, psychological safety, support with mental health, great leadership. Other are environmental concerns, going green. And then there's work-life balance, participation in decision making, adopt a reptile pet initiatives. Okay, maybe not the last one. The variability in company culture led some recruiters to focus on a career motivators and to see which company would be a good fit for which candidate. Well, there is a logic to this. Employers describe their ideal candidates in their job descriptions. Why shouldn't employees reflect on the ideal employer? But when was the last time you actually read a job description? They always describe this pie in the sky mythical employee that does not exist unless Clark Kent and Diana Prince are among your candidate pool. Candidates suffer from the same myopia when they're asked to describe their ideal workplace. 5-hour work week, nap pods, free Nutella. From my discussion with employees and leadership, I hear a lot of stories, and many of them are of the what have you done for me lately variety. One salesperson I heard from was let go after a year. He closed only one deal in the entire year, but was truly surprised and even angry when he was let go. He ended up bad mouthing his employer on social media. What was he thinking? He was a sales rep whose job was to bring in revenue. He brought in nothing. Where did he think the money from his salary was coming from? Then there's the manager who informed her employer that she was leaving for another position. And then 6 months later, the employer gets a claim for unemployment benefits. The picture I'm trying to paint here is that it really isn't the company culture that's necessarily to blame. The one thing that all these things have in common, whether it's a successful or toxic company culture, is soft skills. That's what it all boils down to. If your manager doesn't support you, it's not because the company culture prioritizes terrible leadership. It's because the manager just never developed those leadership skills. It's not enough to say our company culture recognizes the power of transformative leadership and have that written all over your social media. If the people who make up that culture don't actually have those skills, then the company will never have a culture that includes good leadership. Recently, I saw a report of a survey that showed that 1 in 4 Gen Z job applicants brought a parent with them to the job interview. That's for real. 1 in 4. And this was a few years ago. And in case you don't believe me, I can tell you from my own experience when I was in higher ed, I even got calls from some of my students' parents about their schoolwork. One of my colleagues called the school Mommy and Me University because it happened so often. Is there a company culture that includes bring a parent to work? I don't think so. But again, the problem isn't the culture problem. It's a soft skill problem. These job applicants simply need to learn the soft skill of communication. Then they won't need mommy to speak for them. The tricky thing about soft skills is that we tend to think we're better at them than we really are, especially the younger generations. So it's important to recognize that we can all benefit from developing our soft skills. So if you're in business and you're looking to attract and retain the best talent, those who are productive and engaged at work, don't worry so much about your company culture and invest instead in upskilling your employees' soft skills. And make sure you have enough Nutella. Thank you.